Hello everyone. This story happened a couple of years ago. Me, my GF, and some friends rented a cabin in the woods for a long, relaxed weekend. To get there, we decided to take a scenic route through the mountains instead of the highway. This road had gorgeous landscapes as it crossed mountains and valleys. As such, the speed limit would vary between 90/70/50 km/h. I usually drive around the speed limit, maybe a little less here and there, so we could appreciate the great view around us. Nonetheless, I would never go at snail pace, maybe 10 to 15 kilometers per hour below the limit. So, this road has a lot of on and off ramps leading to the various small towns nearby. It's a 40-kilometer stretch where passing is not allowed. Either there are double solid lines or concrete dividers. 1 kilometer in this route, and we were the only car on the road as far as we could see. Everyone is on a great mood, excited for the weekend ahead of us. Enter Le Douche. Le Douche just came in on an on-ramp and merged behind us. Dude is driving a beaten-down pickup truck. You would think that we cleans it by rubbing a bag full of rocks on it. The hood was a different color from the rest of the pickup, you know the type. Immediately starts tailgating us. Apparently going the speed limit, or almost the speed limit from time to time, is not God enough for Le Douche. He got places to be, douchery to do. Through my rear-view mirror, I see arms waving and what I assumed were curse words being spewed out of his mouth. I ignore him, although keeping in mind that I should avoid braking hard, otherwise he is definitely hitting me. On his first opportunity, he crossed the double solid lines to overtake us, and I had to let go of the gas so he could merge again in front of me before he headbutt the concrete divider that was coming up ahead. To no surprise to anyone, he merges and immediately brake checks me, or at least tries to, because since I had let go of the gas, there was already a bit of a distance between us. More arm waving and rude gestures ensue. My GF and the other friends in the back ask me, what is wrong with this guy? I just sigh and reply, he is mad because he was behind us and I wasn't going fast enough for him. Le Douche tried to brake, check me a couple more times, but I had at all times at least 2 cars distance from him. At that point, everyone in the car was paying attention to him and wondering, why don't he just go? There's no one in front of him. If he was in such a hurry, why is he still here? Not happy that I hurt his little ego by not letting him brake check me in a scary way, he decided to just keep in front of us doing half the speed limit or less. Still making gestures like this was payback or something. He kept this going for about 20 kilometers. At some point, cars started to naturally make a line behind us. We were actually not even mad. We enjoyed the views, made conversation, all in while I always kept a very large distance to Le Douche. Since we were so slow, I could see the road ahead of him with a lot of time to react, and I saw this huge pothole in the distance at the center left of the lane. Le Douche decides to hug the center barrier to avoid the pothole by having it pass under his car. I, on the other hand, decide to hug the right, since there was an off-ramp opening up to exit into a small town. As he sees this, he thinks I'm going to exit and veers to the right to cut me off and stay ahead of me in the exit. As I return to the center of the lane, he just veers back. Again, everyone wondering WTF he is doing. I replied, apparently he wants to annoy us as much as possible and is trying to follow us while being ahead of us. Can that even be called following if he is ahead of us? We had a great laugh. That situation gave me an idea, and I asked the people in my car, how much you want to bet I can make him pay actual money for being a douche? My GF. What are you going to do? Don't do anything stupid, our exit is not far anyway. Me. Nah, it's a 10-minute detour for a lifetime of satisfaction, and everyone was in. Them. So what are you gonna do? Me. You will see it's 2 kilometers ahead. So, after another 2 kilometers at really slow speed and off-ramp that lead to an highway on-ramp started to open, and me, as a stand-up driver, put on my blinker to take the exit. Le Douche, being a douchebag again, cuts to the exit to stay in front of me. My GF, what are you doing? This is the... Oh, I know what you're gonna do. Our friends, what? What is he gonna do? My GF, this is gonna be fun, just get out of the car when we do. Me, I see you know me well. You see, at least where we live, once you get on the on-ramp to the highway, there is no turning back. You have to get on the highway, and that means going through the toll booth to get the toll ticket. When you get off the highway, you use your ticket to pay for the distance you traveled. As Le Douche sees that I fully committed to the exit, he floors it so he gets to the toll booth before we do, and we lose sight of him, just as the road off-ramp is turning into the on-ramp to the highway. He is thinking that we have nowhere to go but the highway. He is wrong. Just before the on-ramp starts, there is an unmarked service road for a farm nearby. Me and my GF know this because we have been there. It is a dirt road that you won't see it unless you know it's there. The dirt road goes parallel to the highway for a while, then passes the entrance of the farm, and then leads back to the scenic route we were on just 1 kilometer before the off-ramp exit we just took. I take the service road. Our friends are puzzled, and after a tight curve, lo and behold, the highway, just about where cars merge from the toll booth. I stop, and we all get out. Not 2 minutes later, Le Douche rolls around really slowly, looking back over his shoulder, probably wondering where the F*** are we, because we are not behind him. I do a small tap on the horn, he looks in our direction, and we all just burst cheering to him. I can't paint you a word picture of his reaction, but it was glorious. Waving his toll ticket in one hand, face as red as it can be, screaming at us through his window. Just a note, I check for cars in both directions before I tap the horn. No one in sight since it's a highway on a very rural area. Otherwise, I wouldn't have tried to catch his attention and possibly distract other drivers. Oh boy, was he mad to see us on that service road. And off he went, flooring his beaten-up pickup truck. One thing I haven't mentioned yet was that particular highway on-ramp was for traffic entering the highway on the opposite direction that we were traveling. There are no U-turns on the highway. Our highways have full physical double dividers all the way. His only move is to get off the highway on the next exit. Where is that exit, you may ask? Exits in far and apart on highways that go through rural areas. His next possible exit was around 25 kilometers away. That exit directly leads to the very beginning of the scenic route we just traveled through. That is all the satisfaction I needed. Le Douche essentially paid to get to where he was around 45 minutes ago. Nice. We kept on the service road until we got back on the scenic route, and 2 kilometers later was our exit. Never saw him again. We had a really nice weekend and a cool story to tell. Edit. For those of you having a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that I was going a little bit under the speed limit, all I have to say is, yes, going at times 20% under the speed limit is almost speed limit. To me, a glass 80% full is a glass almost full. Not only that, but driving under the speed limit is not only safer, but also expected if the conditions are not right. Moreover, I am sorry to burst your little bubble, but driving a little bit under the speed limit is not illegal. Now, tailgating, overtaking on double solid lines, and brake checking is not only illegal, is also unsafe. So cry all you want, throw your little fit, and cry a little more LOL.